Hello and welcome to Gaming News with Jake. Here you'll find out all the gaming news by me. Probably. In this Gaming News with Jake, I'm going to be talking about the E3 2016 Microsoft press conference, so let's get right onto it. Now to start off their show, they announced their new Xbox One Slim console. Now this wasn't really much of a surprise to anyone, as this information was leaked a few days back before their press conference began, so it's kind of a shame, but you know, it's a really nice looking console. It's obviously a lot smaller. It's 40% smaller than the original Xbox One. It has the power brick actually installed inside the Xbox One Slim, so you know the you know your plug, and you have like that brick thing what has like a little light on it, and then that goes off into the Xbox. Well, that brick thing is now installed in the actual Xbox, so you don't have to worry about, you know, that huge ass brick power thing anymore. So that's actually kind of handy. And along with it is their new Xbox One controller. It's got like better like handling, you know, more grip to the buttons and whatnot, and more of a range on the sensors, and it supports Bluetooth. You know, all that good stuff. The Xbox One Slim will be available this year in August for £250. After this, they showed some Gears of War 4. And not only did they show some Gears of War 4, they announced Horde Mode 3.0. Now, this is big news for us Gears fans, as Horde Mode is literally like one of the big key factors of what made Gears. And a lot of games like copied that Horde Mode idea after Gears of War 2 did it. So it was really big news that we are getting a Horde Mode, and it's 3.0 this time. So I can't wait to see more on that and what they've done with it, because Horde Mode on Gears of War 3 was fucking awesome. Now they showed some co-op campaign, and the campaign looks goddamn cool. It was Kate and JD and Dell. They seem to be in like some kind of factory place, and some massive windstorm comes in and lightning comes down, and oh man, it looks really cool. Like there's obviously there's like weather physics, so like when you're shooting your bullets are like getting dragged off into the tornado and stuff, and you can shoot off cover, and the cover like all flies off and can take out enemies, and when you like shoot an enemy and their body parts like fly off, like the body parts just like fly and get sucked into the tornado, and oh, it's really cool. I really liked what I saw. Gears of War 4, if you do not know, will be available this year in October 11th, or if you get the Ultimate Edition of Gears of War 4, you can get it 4 days early and get it on the 7th of October.
And I somehow forgot to mention a big part of the show is that Marcus Phoenix has made a return.
After the Gears of War After the Gears of War 4 stage demo, they announced a new limited edition Elite Xbox One controller, and obviously it's Gears of War, and it looks goddamn awesome. I'm not sure if I'll get it. It's a bit pricey. It's £160, I believe, so that is a lot of money, and to be honest, I don't really see myself like using a Elite controller, because Elite controllers are really for like the MLG competition players, because obviously you can customize all the buttons, their sensitivity, and you know all that, and I don't know anything about that sort of stuff, but the controller looks goddamn really nice. You can pre-order that in, you know, stores around you, I guess, but yeah, that is coming in October 11th, so the same day as Gears of War 4 comes out. Then after the Gears of War 4... I keep doing the... Gears of War 4... Then after the Gears of War 4 show, they announced some Killer Instinct news for the Xbox One, and General Ram from Gears of War is coming to Killer Instinct. Now, again, this wasn't as much of a surprise as it should be, as this was actually leaked quite a few months back, so it's a shame that that was leaked, but I gotta say, General Ram looks pretty goddamn cool in Killer Instinct, so hopefully he is pretty cool. The next game they showed was Sea of Thieves. Now, I know a lot of people were really excited to see more on Sea of Thieves, as it is made by Rare, and if you don't know who Rare is, then go slap yourself in the face. But just to clarify, Rare is the guys who made games like Conker's Bad Fur Day, Banjo-Kazooie, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, Donkey Kong, you know, all these great games back in the day. But then Rare kind of just went a bit downhill at, you know, when Microsoft kind of brought them out. But ever since Phil Spencer has taken over, Phil Spencer is kind of like sort of bringing Rare back from the grave, if you get what I mean. So people were really excited to see what Sea of Thieves was going to be like, and it looks goddamn fantastic. If you don't know what Sea of Thieves is, it's a pirate game, an online pirate game. You start up your own pirate crew, you build your own ship, you can go adventuring, so you pretty much start up your own pirate clan, and that's goddamn awesome. So I can just imagine like me and Bobby starting up like a Salad Attack pirate crew, and just like having fans sail the seas with us and taking out other pirates and stuff. Sounds goddamn awesome. They had a floor demo at E3, and from what people were saying like this is the game. Like, this is bringing Rare back. Like, this is what Rare should have been doing a long time ago. So to hear people say that, I'm really excited to see more on it. They are discussing a beta. They're not sure when that's going to be out, but there is a discussion in beta, and more news will come out on Twitter and stuff about that, so you can sign up and get in on that goodness. A release date for Sea of Thieves has not been announced yet, but then someone interviewed Microsoft, and they said that it was going to be available in sort of like February, March time in 2017, which is weird, because we're hearing like two sides of a story. Rare saying they don't have a release date, and then Microsoft saying that it's going to be out February, March time in 2017. So I don't know, but yeah, you can bet your ass that I'm going to sign up for that beta as soon as they release some more news on that. Up next was Scalebound, made by Platinum Games. If you do not know who Platinum Games are, they're the games company who are most known for their Bayonetta games. And they showed the co-op mode. And I gotta say, like, I'm still a bit like, at first I was really excited for Scalebound, just because like the sort of genre it is, and like sort of Japanese RPG, like that sort of stuff on Xbox One is really rare, just because the audience isn't much on like the Japanese sort of games. So when they announced Scalebound, I was like, oh fuck yes, like finally. But then they showed some like co-op mode, and I was a bit like I'm not too sure what to think anymore, which is a shame. Like, I really do want to like it, but after seeing that co-op, I've got mixed impressions. Like, a lot of it seemed really cool, but then a lot of it I was kind of looking at like, well, but that could just be the 4-player co-op mode. We haven't really seen much on the single player. Other than like last year, they showed a little bit on the single player then, but you know, who knows, it could be a matter of like single player could be like fucking amazing, and then co-op could be shit or something. But I've got my fingers crossed still for Scalebound, as I really want it to be good, but I'm not too sure what to think anymore after seeing that co-op demo. So up next was Recore, and that's coming out this year. September 16th, I believe, so actually quite soon, which surprised a lot of people. And what's interesting about this is that apparently a price tag has been put on it, and it's $30, which is like 20 like 5 quid over here, so that's actually kind of cheap considering. So it makes you think, like, is Recore actually going to be like a full-on game, or is it just like a sort of like arcade type of game, but with like a lot of effort put into it? I was really excited for Recore, just because like it looked really different, like having a core ball thing and you put it into robots and those robots help you out and stuff. Like, it's a really cool and different idea, so I kind of jumped on that bandwagon. But after seeing some gameplay again, I'm kind of like, oh, like, I don't really know what to think of that anymore. Like, I really do hope it's good, just because, like, it is a very different game, and, like, no other game company has sort of done anything like it. So I appreciate this experimentation, so I really do hope it's good. So yeah, fingers crossed on that one as well. Then they showed some Final Fantasy 15. It was a E3 special mission, so I don't even know if this is going to be in the real game or not. But yeah, what they showed, it looked really cool. Like, it was actually really impressive of what was going on the screen. It was like some huge, and I mean bloody huge ass, like, Titan monster thing. And they were fighting it, they were darting about, but it looked cool, but I could not help that the guy playing was absolute dog shit, which kind of let it down. Like, the guy who was playing, like, almost died a couple times. It was a live gameplay. Like, the guy was sitting there and he was playing. Like, it wasn't just some, like, you know, staged demo. But yeah, the guy playing wasn't that great. Like, I like to think that nerves got to him or something. Like, after, like, when he got on stage, he kind of just saw everyone in, like, his butthole just went or something. But yeah, the guy playing didn't seem really that great, and kind of let down the demo, which is a shame. But what was on screen seemed really cool, so I'm actually kind of excited for Final Fantasy 15 after, like, the god-awful Final Fantasy 13, and then they decide to carry on with that god-awful game with Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 13 2 even, not Final Fantasy 2, what am I talking about? And then they decide to carry on afterwards with Lightning Returns, so they made like 3 dog shit Final Fantasies what no one gave a crap about, and it kind of put like a sour taste in everyone's mouth. So then seeing Final Fantasy 15, like, it really does look, it looks like a good game. I've played like the demo and stuff, and I've really enjoyed the demo. So hopefully it does turn out to be a good game. Turns out the rumour was true. Dead Rising 4 is on the way. Now, what's interesting is that I don't believe it said like a Xbox One or Windows 10 exclusive, which is interesting because this game is like so weird, because Dead Rising 1 was an Xbox 360 exclusive. Dead Rising 2 wasn't an exclusive. Dead Rising 3 was an Xbox exclusive. Now, Dead Rising 4 may not be an exclusive, so they keep going like exclusive not, which is a really weird thing. But in Dead Rising 4 looks a lot better than what Dead Rising 3 did. Frank West is back. If you don't know who Frank West is, he was the guy who you played as in Dead Rising 1. He's the photographer. And yeah, it's just crazy zombie mayhem. So yeah, we'll have to see what that's like, because that's actually coming out this year in December, I believe. November or December. And yeah, what was shown is this, yeah, just zombie gore craziness. So, you know, back to its Dead Rising roots, I guess. Now, this one I'm gonna brush over just because I'm not really a fan of, like, this genre of games. And it's a racing game. It's Forza Horizon 3. Now, what was shown, it looked pretty cool, but like I said, I really can't, like, say much or be excited for it, just because I really don't like sports games or racing games. So, yeah, but it looked really cool. It's based in Australia, and yeah, you go around driving, I guess, and doing jumps and stunts and driving through Australia with your pals and buddies online. So yeah, like I said, like, I'm sorry if that's really brief, but I'm not gonna, you know, I can't really explain much on something I'm not passionate about, so. But just to let you know, Forza Horizon 3 is on the way this year, I believe, in September. Now, after this, Halo Wars 2 come on, and again, I really can't speak much for Halo Wars 2, just because I didn't play, actually, I did play Halo Wars, but I didn't get into it. I didn't like Halo Wars. So Halo Wars 2, I'm kind of just like, cool, I guess. But what was cool is, again, this was leaked, so it wasn't a surprise as it was meant to be, but they announced the Halo Wars 2 beta, which started on that day for a whole week, so you can still play it now if you haven't already. You can go on Xbox One dashboard and go play some Halo Wars 2 if you want. Now, when CD Projekt Red appeared on that screen, I was like, oh snap, oh yes boy, because CD Projekt Red is probably the most respected games company out there. And that's not even over-exaggerated. They care so much about their product, about the players who are playing it, and they do not mug you off, and they are generally just nice people. Like, you could probably just email them and be like, yo, I goddamn love your games. And they'll probably just get back to you and just be like, yo, thanks man, like, I really appreciate your kind words and stuff, which, you know, no business games company would probably do that. So, yeah, CD Projekt Red are really respected, and they announced a Witcher Gwent card, like a full-on Gwent game. Now, I was so excited when they announced this news to actually get a full-on Gwent card game. If you don't know what Gwent is a card game they made up for The Witcher 3, and it was amazing. Like, I think most of my playtime on The Witcher 3 was playing Gwent. So to actually get a full-on game, and actually properly be established and balanced out, and, you know, online play, being able to battle out with people, I was so excited, and not only that, they said that they're making a beta for it, was coming out in September. You can go sign up for that at their website, so yeah, I'm really excited for that. Now, they announced State of Decay 2. Now, again, I can't really say much about this as my excitement is not so great. I didn't like State of Decay 1. I thought it was a pretty naff zombie game. I thought it was really clunky and did a lot of things wrong. But who knows? They could make a lot of improvements in State of Decay 2. From what it looks like there could be actual multiplayer co-op, which State of Decay didn't have, which was a really goddamn bad move. Like, that game seemed perfect for, like, multiplayer co-op. So, I'm not too sure, but from what it looked like, State of Decay 2 could have multiplayer, but don't make that official from me. It just looked like it, so. But hopefully State of Decay 2 fixes a lot of the naff problems they had into State of Decay 1 and turns out to be a pretty good sequel, so we'll have to see. Now, they showed some Minecraft news. This I didn't really understand what was going on, so please bear with me if I get some news wrong or muddled up or something, but what I believe they were trying to show and say is that mobile, tablet, PC are now crossplay. So if you're on a tablet, a mobile, or a PC, you can all play with one another, and I believe Xbox is soon to come in there at some point, so you'll be able to crossplay with like all 4 of those devices. I believe. Still, I'm not too sure about that. Like, it all seemed like really confusing to me with how they were showing it. And then they showed some add-ons, which was pretty much mods. But yeah, they're saying that add-ons will come out next year for Xbox, for like DLC. So yeah, you'll pretty much be able to buy like mods. So what they showed like they transformed like testificates into like secret agents. So like testificates were like in the secret agent outfits and they had like guns now and stuff and was able to like shoot people. And the zombies, they said that they transformed the zombies into like aliens. So like they could like jump higher and they had like ray guns and stuff. So yeah, that's coming out next year on console. So don't know what to think about that and how much they like these add-ons will be, aka mods. I have no idea, so now this one I'm just going to brush over just because I don't have much interest in the game, and this is The Division's next expansion, Underground. Now in Underground, you obviously explore underground. You explore like tunnels, sewers, and they're like randomly generated with traps and gangs down there, and you explore with your buddies to do missions in there. And yeah, there's not really much else to say except that it's coming out this month, so there you go. Cool. Now this was pretty goddamn cool news, as a lot of people have been asking for this. You can now make your own custom Xbox One controllers. Now this is fantastic. There's been so much debate on, you know, wanting custom controllers, and they have finally done it. You can go on their website, you can make your own custom controller, and it's actually really cool. Like, sometimes I just go on there just for fun, just to see what kind of custom controllers look cool. Like, you can change the colour of the D-pad, change the colour of your analog sticks, get certain button layouts, change the colour of the actual controller itself, change the colour of the bumpers and triggers, and you can really just customise it to your liking. And if you want, for an extra £7, I believe, you can get laser engraved on whatever text you want. So yeah, it's about time. Now they showed some Tekken 7 gameplay, and it's coming out on Xbox One and PC early 2017. Now I can't really say much on this, as I'm not a huge fighter fan myself. But pretty much, yeah, they showed some gameplay of Street Fighter's Akuma battling out with some Tekken 7 dude. I'm not too familiar with the Tekken character roster, so please forgive me. Wait, I'll look it up for you guys. Apparently his name is Heihachi. Heihachi and Akuma duke it out in Tekken 7. And then along with that, they announced that Tekken Tag Team Tournament 2 will be free on backwards compatibility on Xbox One. So that's pretty cool. So I might have to download that at one point, and maybe I could have a mess about with Bobby on it. Now at the end of their show, Microsoft announced probably the biggest news at the whole of E3, Project Scorpio, aka the Xbox One Scorpio. Now, I was really surprised that they announced this, just because they announced the Xbox One Slim, so I thought that surely they wouldn't announce their new Xbox, because that would hinder the Xbox One Slim. But they did, and I couldn't believe it. They showed up like a developer's video, like all game developers, and they were talking about it, and they were like, yeah, this thing's a monster, can run 4K like resolution, like crazy frame rate on it, so probably better than 60 FPS, and it's easy VR support. So yeah, this thing is a goddamn beast, and that's coming out next year in 2017, probably around December, November time, because it does say 2017 holiday. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to see what the Project Scorpio is going to be like. And if you're worried that this upgrade console is going to like abandon the Xbox One and Xbox One Slim, they have made it very clear that no one is getting left behind. The Project Scorpio is going to have like the same support and games and stuff as the Xbox One and Xbox One Slim. So they're all like, you know, they're all together. Now I can't help but feel that Sony has probably shat themselves a little bit on this, because they kind of jumped the gun and announced that they were making the PlayStation Neo like really, really early, and saying it was going to be like better than the PlayStation 4, it's going to support this, it's going to support that. And my guess is that Microsoft saw this and really one-upped it. And what's worrying for Sony is that they've already been building this console. They've probably like mass-produced them already, so there's no like backing down from this. So Microsoft could have a really big like upper hand on them. So we'll have to see how that goes when like the Project Scorpio and PlayStation Neo comes out. Now that about wraps up Microsoft's E3 press conference. I really do think Microsoft did a goddamn good job on showing what they wanted to show. It just kept coming at you, like it was one announcement after another, and it just kept coming at you. And I feel like Sony didn't do that. Like, Sony, there was a lot of pauses and breaks, and a lot of, like, half-assed stuff. And especially with Microsoft announcing that huge-ass news at the end with the Project Scorpio, like, existing. That's huge news. But yeah, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next Gaming News with Jake. So, don't you dare cut out of me. Sit.